Well, welcome to the channel. Today we've got one of the most exciting guitars we've ever featured on here. It's a Fender Strat all the way from 1982. Yes, that's 40 years old. That has never actually even been sold. So it's never been properly opened or played, and probably not actually played since it was made in the factory all those years ago. So let's take a look now. So imagine it's 1982. We're now in the back end of what was the CBS era for Fender, where the quality control had either actually or perceptibly decreased somewhat, and competition was getting higher and higher around the world for Fender type guitars or electric guitars in general. And so Bill Schultz was appointed from Yamaha and also took on Dan Smith from Yamaha as head of R&D to look at the quality control and the productionalization of the Fender Strat. And one of the things that happened fairly quickly was really just a reversion to some of the old traits of the Strat, if you like, the smaller headstock, the 4-bolt neck, and just general lack of care and attention when it came to the material procurement and the actual manufacturing production policy. So out of that came the new Strat, what's commonly known to really as the Dan Smith era Strats. We've got one of those for you today. It's from 1982, as I say. It's never been sold. It's in its original CBS sort of internal packaging, not in a hard case. And we're going to have a look at it today. It's still got the original strings on and the hang tags, but I'm actually going to plug it in for the first time possibly since this thing was made 40 years ago and was tested in the factory. So it's got the original strings, and we're going to try and play it anyway, see how it sounds, and just take a closer look. So stay tuned. So here she is then, 1982 Fender Strat. Never been plugged in as far as we know, or even opened properly since it was made 40 years ago. So here's the original box. As you can see, it's got all the Fender disclaimers on there about not taking delivery of the box if it is damaged in any way, shape or form. Here's the serial number. Oh, sorry, the serial number. Here's the part number for Fender, and the serial number is down here. But interestingly, there's also a section for case, yes or no. And I'm not sure what these stickers are. If anybody was involved with Fender in the early 80s that might know and be able to shed some light on it, that would be really interesting. Please let me know in the comments below. And here is the address. Now, it's CBS Arbiter, and you'll see it there in Middlesex in the UK. So I'm presuming that this was an internal factory shipment from Fender in California over to the UK, where Arbiter would then have perhaps cased it or otherwise and sent it out to the dealers ready for sale. So that's the box, and without further ado, we'll get the camera on the tripod and open it up and see what's inside. Okay guys, well there's the rather famous F logo. I'm wondering, because it's quite indistinct there, these may well have been inserts. The polystyrene that it was boxed in may well have been the inserts that would go inside the actual plastic hard case. So that's an interesting thought. But nonetheless, here it is. So excuse the squeaky polystyrene. So we've gone ahead and opened up the guitar, and this is what you'd find inside. So we've got a little foam insert there, which just protects against any movement, obviously. So that's the first thing we've got. And then look at this, it's like a mummified guitar. But before we get to that, because it's going to be super exciting, we've got the owner's sort of manual here. So again, brand new manual, obviously, because it's new to the guitar. So that's there, and also the bag, which has got the original duster in there, and of course the Fender strap with the original gold, the gold sort of brass buckle there. They're plastic these days, and there's the rivets you can see. What else? Warranty information. Also comes with the an original cable. That's the guitar cable that Fender would have supplied with the Strat back in the 80s, and Allen keys you may just see in there just for adjusting the bridge. So there's all the there's the case candy, which is pretty awesome. But anyway, the bit you really want to see is behind here. So let's get this mummification off. Wax paper, eh? Fantastic. Okay, just going to unwrap this. It's going to get quite noisy, so bear with me. Okay, so there's the wax paper for the neck. That's gone, and now we're left with, oh, look at this. Look at this. Okay, bearing in mind this guitar hasn't been played or probably even plugged in for like 40 years. Okay, so just going to remove this lovely little cotton sock, and here we have it. Brand new 1982 Fender Strat 217300. Hang tag is still attached with the necessary information on there, and I have to say the strings actually look usable. I've got a feeling we got half a chance with this, you know, when we plug it in. So right, all that remains now is to get this guitar out of its cotton bag, and yeah, let's just put the guitar on the tripod if we can. So, oh yes, indeed. Look at that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have it. A brand new 1982 Fender Stratocaster. As I say, Dan Smith era, so it's back to the three pots. Oh, look at that. Never been used. Hard, that's still got plenty of stiffness there in that in the selector, and a little bit out of tune, to be fair, but I have to say these strings, considering they're 40 years old, look lovely. Good. I reckon we've got half a chance at playing this in a minute. So let's have a look at the frets. Yep, they're not very corroded. Don't forget they've been in that cotton bag and the wax paper. So even the string trees, look, are all really super shiny. This is lush. Right, okay, I'm just going to turn the guitar over. Oh, yes, indeed. Okay, so let's have a look at the back of the headstock. So there's the tuners. Don't forget, this is 82, so we're just running out the back end of the 70s designs here. So those are the 1970s machine heads that you can see there, the tuners. Really nice neck. Look at that skunk stripe, the gloss, beautiful. Like I say, it's a brand new guitar. 3-ply back plate, just jet black. Look at that, beautiful. Well, there's not much to say really. I mean, it's time warp, isn't it? You know, you kind of, if you imagine being 40 years ago, we are now in 2022 at the time of recording this, so this guitar is literally 40 years old, and this, you couldn't get more time warp than this. So anyway, let's get it plugged in, see if it even works. So there we have it, a 1982 Fender Strat, plugged in for the first time possibly in 40 years, certainly in the first time that I've owned it in some years. So I hope you found that really interesting. It was really exciting for me to do, and unfortunately with the economic situation as it is at the moment, I'll be selling this guitar quite soon, I think. So it's been a nice way to kind of just say hello and goodbye to the guitar and check that everything works, check that the neck's straight and all that kind of stuff. So that's been a fantastic experience, and I'm glad that you were along to share that with me. So I do have lots more videos, about 200 now on the channel. We're growing quite rapidly, so but your support is always appreciated. So please do like and share this video, and subscribe if you haven't already, because as I say, it'd be massively appreciated just to get us sort of more visible out there on YouTube land. So until the next time, thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.